The last two management decisions we have to worry about this season are fungicide applications and harvest timing. For fungicide applications, many people are starting to think about going out with their first pass as they see powdery mildew or maybe even low levels of leaf rust come in. We did have some overwintering leaf rust that we noticed in the state this year, but we had very isolated incidents of that. And we have started to see powdery mildew in isolated areas as well. So as those start to come on in the season, it would be important to scout regularly so that you can determine if a fungicide application is necessary. For more information about fungicide applications and timing, you can contact Dr. Christina Calger, and her information is provided here. She's our USDA small grains pathologist. Another important tool that you can use for deciding whether you need to make a fungicide application is the risk management tool for head scab, or the Fusarium risk tool. The web address for this tool is found at the bottom of your screen, and you can set yourself up to receive an alert from this tool if your area of North Carolina is going to be in a high risk category or a medium risk category for head scab over the next several days. It'll appear in yellow or red if you are at higher risk for scab, which means you likely need to have a protective fungicide out there during heading to protect from head scab and prevent dawn accumulation in those heads. Use the fungicide table that's posted to the Small Grains website to make selections for the most appropriate fungicide to combat the problems that you are facing on your farm. This table gives you all the information you need, from rate to efficacy to the timing that you need to make the application, and also what is the pre-harvest interval. Right now we still have plenty of time to make fungicide applications where necessary prior to harvest, but as we get closer and closer to heading and past that point, it will be more challenging to get out there and make fungicide applications that are needed because we'll be nearing the time of harvest. Harvest timing is the last consideration we'll be making as far as management decisions in our wheat. If you are growing for milling or baking wheat, it's really important that you get out there and harvest in a timely fashion, because if you wait until the grain is fully mature and we get any kind of rain events on that grain, we start to lose quality, and that can decrease your ability to sell that for milling and baking. Particularly, we start to lose test weight, and we may also see some pre-sprouting in those heads if we allow the grain to be fully mature and get a rain event on it. So for those who are growing for milling and baking, my recommendation is to go out there and start thinking about harvest when you are at the 16 to 18% moisture range, if you have the ability to dry it. If you have no ability to dry the grain or don't want to pay for that, then you want to harvest as soon after physiological maturity as possible, and you're looking for that 13 to 14% moisture range. At North Carolina State University, we now have the ability to give you some quality information about your harvested grain through the Grain Quality Analysis Laboratory. Your checkoff dollars are dollars that help to fund this laboratory, so please use it to your advantage. Farmer samples submitted to this laboratory are going to be processed for free, as long as they are coming from your extension agent in your county. So if you have a sample you want to submit, contact your local agent, and they will get a sample sent in for you, just like they do for tissue samples, soil samples, and plant disease and insect clinic samples. These will come into our laboratory on campus, and we'll be giving you back information such as protein percentage, the percent moisture content, and test weight, and we'll also be grinding that grain and giving you a number back for falling number, which is important for selling grain for milling and baking.